Hi, this is my first one. Today I'm doing a frozen cake. It's a 2-tier. I've got my 8-inch sponges here, which I'm going to show you how to buttercream. I've got a 10-inch board. What I do is get my spatula, get some buttercream, put a little bit of buttercream on there. Don't want that one first. I cut my cake into 3, place one on, make sure it's pressed down, put plenty of buttercream on, make sure it's all up to the edges. Try and make it as flat as you possibly can, because if you have lumps and bumps, your cake isn't going to sit right. Get the other cake, place that on top, make sure it's level with the other one, and do the same again. I like to put plenty of buttercream in my cakes, especially these 3-layer ones, because nothing that I hate more than biting into a cake and all you get is cake. For one, it makes your mouth very dry, and for 2, it just doesn't taste as good. I always keep the top part of my cake, because when you turn it over you've got a perfectly flat surface, so that will go nicely on there. Then same again. Try to do this as quick as I can. Try and make sure that it goes over the edges of your cake, so that when you're coming round to the other side, as you can see, does that. Now I normally have my board here, so I'll just get my spin up, place my cake up there, and I'll try and do it this way you can see it. I'll give a generous coating around the edges. Especially the top. Oops. Just make sure that I can't see the cake through it, and then I work from the bottom upwards. So I'll just layer it up like that. Some people do like a crumb coat. I do both in one. I don't bother with a crumb coat and everything, because this does the job anyway, and you're not having to wait about for it to set before you bring it out of the fridge and do it all this process again, because I take on 3 cakes a day, so I need to be quick with what I do, otherwise I won't get them out in time. You put a generous serving on there, you can get through quite a lot in a day. And there's another nifty trick that I use, especially when I'm in a rush. I've got a stand-up fan that when I take the cakes out of the oven, I put the stand-up fan on, placing it where the cakes are, and it cools them a lot quicker. And then when they're cool enough to touch, I cut them into 3 and place them where the fan is again. Right, so that's all covered round. Looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but I have this little nifty tool. I'm can't think what you call it now, but you can get it off eBay for maybe $5.99 or something. And all you do is you place it on an angle on the cake, if you can see that. No. Just place it on a slight angle and just spin your cake, keeping that straight. And voila! Then I've got another nifty tool, which is just like a metal ruler. And I take that from one side of the cake to the other. Spin it. Grab that that's gone down. And then again. And again. And take this again, go around, getting all the bits off. Then I use this and just gently move it across, taking off the buttercream as you go. This will leave you the crisp edges, so as when you put your icing on, you've got the crisp, clean edges that you can use to your advantage, really, because it'll give you really sharp corners on your cake. I don't normally do videos, so excuse me for talking the way I do. I'll just go around again with my scraper just to make sure that I've got everything and it's all lined up right. And back again round the top half. Just to make sure I've got all them nice crisp edges. Then I'll put that in the fridge for about an hour, depending really, just so as it hardens up before I ice it. I'll just show you the top part now. As you can see, nice clean straight edges, ready for the icing. Right, that's setting in the fridge now, so I'm going to start on my top tier. So I will need a 6-inch round board, which I'm hoping is around here somewhere. That's too big. I had to cut my own 6-inch out because I didn't have any. I generally put this on top of a bigger board so that it's easier to hold. Same again, buttercream on it. And then I put the bottom on first. I put plenty of buttercream on this one because it's the top of the cake and it has a few little bumps on it, so I make sure that it's fairly flat when I put it on, so that when the cake's all assembled it's not going from one side to the other. Middle tier, same process again. Top, same again, that's the top of it. Okay, crumbs off. then the levelling out can be done with the spatula. It's okay to do it with the spatula, it's fine, but sometimes it can be a bit uneven, so I like to use the ruler, well, the metal ruler thing, to try and get it just level. I've got another cake cooking in the oven at the minute, so I've got to be quick with this because that'll be due out any time. Oops. Need to try and make sure them corners are covered there, because you'd be going round and you don't want it with cake showing. Everybody's got their own style of how they do their own cakes, you know. Everybody's got different styles. I'll take some of that off there before I go round. Same process again with this side scraper. It's a little bit harder with this when it's on another board. Same again with your top ruler. Some people say to me, how do you get your cakes to rise? Mine always go flat. Well, the trick is knowing when to take it out of the oven. If you take it out too early, it's going to sink. Take it out too late, it's going to burn. So what I do, I have it on 150 Fahrenheit, Celsius, whatever that is. And as soon as I see it going brown, then I know it's got about half an hour left, if that. So I keep checking the oven, but I don't open it until I think it's actually ready. And then I stick a knife right in the middle. If the knife comes out clean, it's ready. If it comes out and there's something on it, you leave it in longer. Usually about 20-30 minutes. It depends on how big a cake you're doing. Right, that one's done, as you can see. Straight edges, ready for icing. I'm going to put that in the fridge now for an hour and let it set.